Right. So what's the second thing they're asking? So this is the first thing. Then they're asking us to get the show that we need to show that x to the power 4 d is equal to plus y is equal to 0. Right. So now you need d2y into so we need to basically twice differentiate this. So you already have one thing that has been differentiated. So you can basically differentiate that again, right? So if you differentiate that again, so I'll rewrite this here. So if I differentiate this again, that means x d squared y d squared x plus dy over dx into 1. This becomes dy over dx. This becomes minus, again minus sine 1 over x. Then this becomes again minus x minus 2. Correct now? So then these can be cancelled off. Then you will get x d squared y. So minus into minus will be plus, again into minus is going to be minus. Minus 1 over x squared sine 1 over x. Right now? So what I am going to do here is I am going to multiply by x to the power 3 so that I can get x to the power 4 here. Right now? So what I am going to do x to the power 3. Right? So then I will get x to the power 4 here, d squared by dx squared minus x sine 1 over x. Right now? So what was y now? Y was this one. This part is y. So if you take it here, you will get the answer. Right? So part B. Part B. So what does part B say? So part B says let fx be equal to 2x squared plus 1 over x minus 1 squared, where x is not equal to 1. So they have given this, right? So okay. So first of all, now they say find the first derivative and the turning points of fx. Sketch the graph y equals fx, indicating the turning points of the asymptote. So now, without doing anything, right? Without doing anything, we can say that asymptote here anyway, right? Because x can't be equal to 1, that they say, because this graph will not exist at x equals 1. So the asymptote is anyway x equals 1. That is straight away, right? So that is very important, right? Right. So now what do they say? They say find the first derivative and the turning points of fx. Right. So let's find the first derivative. So that means f dash x, or basically yeah. So dy over dx, so f dash x. So okay. Here x minus 1 2 to the power 2. Right now? Then x minus 1 square, then differentiate this, that is 2 times 2x plus 0 minus 2x square plus 1. To differentiate this is going to be 2 x minus 1 into 1. Correct, no? Right? Then basically x minus 1 is common, so I am going to take that out. Then x minus 1 is remaining. Then there's 4x minus 2 times 2x square plus 1. X minus 1 to the power 4. So I can actually cut one of these off. Right now? Right, so that is done. Then I am going to take 2 out as well. 2, now we get 2x x minus 1 minus 2x square minus 1. X minus 1. Right now? So I will get here 2 times 2x squared minus 2x minus 2x squared minus 1 divided by x minus 1 cubed. So I can cut these off as well. Right now? Then I am remaining with 2 times minus 2x. So minus 2x minus 1. So I am going to take the minus out as well. Minus 2x plus 1. X minus 1. Right now? So this is what we will get. So this is f dash x. Right. So now we'll go to question. So same. So then they are asking what? Then they are asking to find the derivative and turning point of fx. Right. So to find the turning point, right. So to find the turning point, so what is the theory now? At the turning point, points f dash x is 0. Right, so this is the theory. So we get minus 2x plus 1, x minus 1 cube is equal to 0. We know that x is not equal to 1. That means, so therefore x minus 1 cube is not 0. Right? So we can actually omit this out, or we can actually, let's say we multiply it or something. So and the minus 2 is also irrelevant here. So the what can be 0 is this part. Right? So then this is the x value of the corresponding turning point. So you can straight away write the turning point here. So f, what is f? So what is f? What is f now? Fx is what? 2x squared plus 1 x minus 1 squared. So what is f minus is 1 minus 1 square half square plus 1. What is that? So this becomes positive. So then this becomes what? 2. So 1 2 is cancelled off. So but let's keep this and make this 4 over 4 is going to be minus 3, that is going to be 9 over 4. is going to be 6 over 9, that is 2 over 3. Right now? So the turning point is what? Minus half 2 over 3. Right? So but now we have to evaluate. We know that, and we know the asymptote as so because they are asking here, we can actually write the asymptote as x equals 1 here as well. Okay? Right. So then what? So then we have to evaluate now. We have to evaluate this and see. So x equals minus half, x equals 1. Right now? So now we have to evaluate dy over dx too. Right? So put something like what? Where's our f dash x? F dash x is minus 2, 2x plus 1, x minus 1 cube. Right. So put something like minus 2 here, which is minus 1, which is less than minus half. So if you put, so the minus of this minus is anyway there, 2 is irrelevant. Here if you put something like minus 1, this also will become minus. So minus minus, this also will become minus 2. So minus minus is plus, plus into plus divided by minus is going to be minus. Correct no? Right? Then that means this graph will go like this, and that x equals half is going to be 0, and put something like 0 here between minus half and 0. So if you put 0, this minus is anyway there. This is going to be positive. This is going to be what? This is going to be negative. So negative is going to be positive. So this becomes positive. That means it's going to go up. And at x equals 1 it's an asymptote, right? Then we have to see what is greater than. So what happens at x is greater than 1. So let's put something like 2. So minus is there. This becomes positive. This becomes positive. So this whole thing is going to be negative, right? So the graph will go like this. Right? So this is very important. Okay? Alright, so we found the shape now. Now we don't need this. Right, so we found so now we found the what do you call the turning point here as well. So we know the turning point as half 2 over 3. We know this point. Then we know the asymptote as x equals 1. Then what we find is when x equals 0, what is the value of y? Right? So fx is what? Fx is 2x squared plus 1 x minus 1 squared. So I am going to see what happens when x equals 0. So f0, that is 2 times 0 plus 1, 0 minus 1 square. So that is, this is going to be 1, 1 over 1 is 1. So basically now we know another point, 0, 1 point. Right? So that is also done. We will need this, so I am going to keep this here. Right now? So then what? So now we have found that. So what is remaining? The remaining is the limit. So what happens in the infinity? So let's see that. What I am going to do here is, so limit when x goes to infinity, what will happen to fx? So that means limit when x goes to infinity, 2x squared plus 1 x minus 1 squared. Correct no? So here I'm going to take x squared out, so 2 plus 1 over x squared. I'm going to take x squared out here as well, so 1 minus 1 over x squared. Correct, no? So there's a limit x goes to 0, so I can cut this off. Correct? So I can cut this off. Then I am remaining with this. So now, when limit goes to 0, when there is 1 over x squared x, that goes to 0, correct? So this part goes to 0. No? This part also goes to 0. Right? So in order for you all to be more, you all can actually write more like this if you want. So limit, you can actually put the limit inside. 2 minus limit x goes to infinity 1 over x squared. 1 minus limit goes to infinity 1 over x. Right? So this is much more clearer without this. So just so you all can use both ways. So this goes to 0, this goes to 0. Right? Then this will become what? This will become 2 over 1. That means 2. Right? So now see. Now this infinity. So now this answer did not depend whether infinity is plus or minus, no? So that when plus infinity and minus infinity, this will go towards 2. Right? Right. So write this down. Right. So now we have to draw the graph. So I'm going to write a small summary. The points are going to be minus half, 2 over 3 or something, no? Yeah, minus half, 2 over 3. Minus half, 2 over 3 is a point. Then 0, 1 is a point. Then we know that. Then we know the limit when x goes to infinity, that is going to be 2. Then we know this as well. So now you all don't need to write this down now, because you all have this in the book now. So right. So now we can draw the graph. So let's draw the graph now. So x equals 1 is here. X equals 1. And then when x goes to infinity, this will go towards 2. No? So this is basically the vertical asymptotes. These are the horizontal asymptotes, right? No? So now usually in some of the A levels, I think most of the A level sums that we have done, the what you call the horizontal asymptote was 0, right? No? So but here this is exception is y equals 2, right? No? So then what else do we know? We know that when x equals half, the value is 2 over 3. Down. Then we know that when 0, this value is 1. Right? So then we know that this comes from this here. So from infinity it will come from here, then it will go up from 1, minus half, go through 1 and goes to the vertical. Then this will come down, right? This will slope down to this 2, right? So what's the importance of this shape, knowing this shape? Because or else you can actually draw like this now. Because it will go to 2 now. That is the importance. So always remember this, right? So we have drawn the graph. So that's what they are asking. Yes. Okay. So part C. So part C is an application question. So part C is an application question. So what do they say? So in the given figures, what is the given figure is? So given figure A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. The trapezium with the parallel sides are BC and AD. Right? Then they are saying lengths of its sides measured in centimeters are given by AB equals CD equals A. So this is A. This is A. So all these are given in the paper. No? So all they have actually drawn this out and given. Then they are saying AD is B plus 2x. They have given this as B. This is x. This is also x. Right, so AD is B plus 2x. Then they say where x is greater than 0 and less than A. So x is 0 and A. Right now? Okay. So now, then they say BE and CF are the perpendicularly drawn from the vertices B and C respectively on the side. Okay, these are basically 9. Right now, show that the area Sx of the trapezium ABCD is. So they want to show that this is show Sx is B plus x into A squared minus x squared. Right? So now you all should be able to devise the area of a trapezium, no? Right? So at these A levels, right? So you can either do by adding these two triangles and the rectangle. Right? You all should be knowing how to get the area. No? So what is the area? Half the addition of the parallel sides, which is BC plus AD, into the vertical height. So what is the vertical height here? If this is A, if this is X, this is going to be from Pythagoras, this is going to be A squared minus X squared square root. Right now? So then, so I'm going to, is there a name for this? Yeah, this is E, this is E, this is F. So B. Correct to understand? Right? So then it's going to be half. What is BC plus AD? What is BC? That's going to be B. What is AD? AD is what? 2x plus B. What is B? BE, yeah? This is echo. BE. That is A squared minus. Right? So there's half. 2, so here 2x plus 2 being, so b plus x, A squared minus x squared. Right? You can cut these 2 off, then you will get the answer. Right now? Right. Right, then okay, then we don't need this now. Right, no, so then what are they asking? Then they are saying show further Sx is a maximum for a certain value of x. Right? For a certain value of x, and find the value of x and the maximum of the trapezoid. So they are asking two things. Find the value of x and the corresponding area. Right now? Right, so if we consider now so in order to get the maximum or minimum or so maximum or minimum, you need to take the differentiation. So when you do the differentiation and if you equate it to 0, only you will get the maximum or minimum point. So the theory doesn't change. So because of that, I'm going to take the differentiation of this. Sx is b plus x, a square minus x square. So dsx over dx, so b plus x half. So when you differentiate this inside, it's going to be minus 2x plus this is going to be 1. Correct? Right? Then I'm going to cut these off, cut these two. So there's a minus thing here. Right? Okay? So wait a minute. They have given a as square root 6 and b equals 4. So actually we can, so let's rewrite that then. So then Sx will be b plus x, no? What is b? 4 plus x. And a is going to be square root 6, so 6 minus x square. Correct, no? Right? So we have to differentiate this. Right? So Sx 4 plus x 6 minus x square. So if you differentiate this, dx 4 plus x, so 1 over 6 minus x square, 2. Then you will get what? This is going to be minus 2x. Right now? Last is going to be 1. So when you differentiate x, it's going to be 1. Correct now? Right? So then what I'm going to cut these off. Right? So there's a minus. So I'm going to make this the common factor. Right? Then this will be the minus x 4 plus. Right now? Okay? So here what will we get? So 6 minus x square minus 4x minus x square. 6 minus x square square root. Correct, no? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take minus out. Right? If I take minus out, so x square will be 2x square, minus is going to be plus 4x, this plus is going to be minus 6. Right, so then I'm going to take 2 out. I will get minus 2, that means x square plus 2x minus 3. Right now? Then what? So write this down. We'll continue. So we came up to this one now. dy over dx is minus 2. So x square plus 2x minus 3, 6 minus x square. right now. So we come up to here, then I'm going to factor this out. So this is going to be x minus 3, sorry, x plus 3, x minus 1, right? Right, okay. So now here, then there's the important thing here. X is between 0 and a. What is a? A is equal to square root 6, right? Right, so x is, so we can write, that means right, so this is greater than 0. This is greater than 0, and which means this is not 0. So to find the turning point, so dy over dx is 0. That means minus 2x plus 3 x minus 1 is 0. So you can multiply this because this is not going to be equal to 0. Right now this is not going to be 0, so this can't be 0. So the points will be zero. So what are the points that can have? That is, so remember now, x equals 1 is here, x equals 1 is here, and the other point that can be 0, which is a possible turning point, is x equals minus 3. No? But that is not possible because what? X is between 0 and square root 6. So this point cannot be taken. Right? So x equals minus 3 does not exist. Right now? So it is between this. Right? So if you evaluate the dy over dx, right? If you evaluate the dy over dx, so if you put something like 0.5, right? This part, right? This part will be now, if I actually do it, now it is minus, this is going to be positive, minus, positive, minus, this is anyway going to be positive, so what do you call, so minus, positive, minus, anyway positive, so this is going to be positive. If you go like this will become 0. If you put something in between this will become negative. As I said, you all don't need to show this, you all just draw this for the exam sake, right? Then you all will get the answer. So this is, so x equals 1, you will get a maximum point, right now? Right, so write this down. Alright, so we found x equal as 1. Okay, so now here, so Sx is maximum when x equals 1. So that is one of the answers. Right? Then they are asking what is Sx maximum. So Sx max is equal to S1. That means 4 plus 1, 6 minus 1 square. That is 5 square root 5. So and then what is this in? This says it's measured in centimeters. So centimeters square. Right now? Right. Cool. So that's question number 14A. No? Number 14A. That is what do you call y equals x sine 1 over x. Right now. So then they are saying us to show that y dy over dx is equal to y minus cos 1 over x wants us to show that x dy over dx is equal to y minus cos 1 over x. Correct? No? So this is what we need to show. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the differentiation here. So most of the sums, just see what they want. So they need dy over dx. So anyway you have to do that. So after that, just see what are the stuff that you need to manipulate and get the answer. Right? So get the dy over dx. So this becomes cos 1 over x. So when you differentiate 1 over x, what will happen? So minus x minus 2 plus sin 1 over x 1. Right now? Correct? So now you get this. Then what? So you get dy over dx minus x over x square cos 1 over x plus sin 1 over x. You can actually cut one of these. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to multiply both sides by x. Right, so then I can cut these off. Then I will get x dy over dx is equal to, I'm going to write this one first, sin 1 over x minus cos 1 over x. So we know that this part is y. Correct? No? So write this down.